Our puppy's name is Buster. He's a Saint Bernard and he's about 6 months old. Those paws, they're huge. They're just like flippers. And his ears, they're big, floppy, and adorable. Just look at this little guy. Come here, Buster. Good boy. So one sunny afternoon, I was in the kitchen and I decided to give Buster a tiny dollop of vanilla ice cream. I just put it right on the floor in front of him. Now, I had no idea what to expect, but this is what happened. At first, he just sat there politely, not really knowing what to do. Then he cocked his head to the side. One ear flopped forward and his wet nose twitched violently. This was his way of investigating this unfamiliar, milky scent. Then he took a single step forward and leaned his entire body back as if the ice cream might leap up and bite him. He even let out a tiny, confused boof. But his tail wagging suggested that he was still optimistic. The first contact. Encouraged by his own bravery, he crept closer and extended his neck. That was a monumental effort, and he gave the ice cream a lightning-fast, drive-by lick, and then he froze completely. His eyes went wide, his pupils dilated, and he blinked 3 times in rapid succession. A tiny shiver ran from his nose down his spine to the tip of his wagging tail. He looked up at me with an expression that said, "What sorcery is this? It's cold, but it's delicious." It was clear that he had experienced brain freeze, and I couldn't help but smile. After a few moments of confusion, it was time to dive in. The confusion passed and was replaced by pure, unadulterated joy. The cautious licks turned into full-face plunges. He attacked the ice cream with the ferocity of a tiny, fluffy wolf and got it all over his nose, eyebrows, and chin. The once white blob was now a smeared mess, and Buster was in heaven. And then there was the aftermath. The ice cream was gone. He sat up and looked around with a creamy white beard covering his entire muzzle. Then he licked his chops repeatedly, trying to catch every last molecule. Then he let out a satisfied sigh and plopped onto his side, a happy, sticky, and slightly chilly little pup. Now, I knew from that moment on that Buster would be a permanent fixture under any dessert-related activities. The next day, Buster, still slightly sticky from his ice cream triumph, is trotting around hopefully. His human places a new, curious object on the floor, a bright yellow lemon wedge. Our intrepid hero, Buster, buoyed by his previous victory over the frozen dairy beast, now faces a new, more enigmatic challenger. He observes the citrus decepticus, a sun-colored object of mysterious properties. Buster trots over, tail wagging like a metronome. Another treat. His body language screams, "The human gives good things. I am a genius for eating that cold stuff. This will be just as good." He doesn't even bother with the cautious sniff. This is a veteran food eater now. Buster approaches with a concerning lack of caution. Past success has bred a dangerous overconfidence. He fails to recognize the deceptive packaging. With the confidence of a champion, Buster opens his mouth and gives the lemon wedge a decisive, full-force chomp, and the reaction is instantaneous. Time stops. Buster's entire body seizes up. His eyes, wide with shock, seem to vibrate in their sockets. The wagging tail freezes mid-wag, then tucks itself nervously between his legs. This was not sweet. This was not cold. This was a lie. This was sour. A catastrophic miscalculation. The citrus decepticus has deployed its primary defense mechanism, an overwhelming wave of acridity. Buster's sensory inputs are experiencing a critical overload. His little jaw begins to quiver. He makes a series of frantic, sputtering noises, bleh, ack, pft, as he tries to eject the offending fruit from his mouth. He scrambles backward, shaking his head violently, sending lemon juice and drool flying in a spectacular arc. He scrunches his entire face, his nose wrinkling so far up it almost touches his forehead, in what can only be described as the physical embodiment of the sour face emoji. The rejection protocol has been initiated. Note the full body shudder, a desperate attempt to rid himself of the sensation. The betrayal is not just on the tongue, but in his very soul. Once the lemon is successfully ejected, he stares at it from a safe distance, as if it had personally insulted his ancestors. He then turns his betrayed, watery eyes directly to his human, a look of profound hurt and confusion on his sticky, sour face. Why? Why would you do this to me? After the ice cream, we had something special. He smacks his lips repeatedly, trying to get the taste out, and lets out a tiny, pathetic whimper. Buster has learned a valuable, albeit painful, lesson today. Not all that is yellow and offered is gold. The psychological scars may run deep. Trust must be rebuilt. Buster retreats to his bed and is dramatically licking his own paw to try and erase the memory. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe for more fun stories.